Y'all, I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. I woke up for my 7 o'clock braiding appointment. The braider texts me, hey, can we push back to 7:30? I'm kind of tired. Listen, I am accommodating. I said, okay, let's push it back to 7:30.
Story time. You gave $500 to a hairstylist to order you raw bundles.
Paid $400 one time to get knotless braids from a braider in Broward County. $400 for my birthday.
Yeah, I got my hair freaking played in today. Like, about to wash it because this is all like gel on.
The worst hairstylist in Vegas is back at it again. Can you guys believe that I'm making another story time about this woman? If you guys were here a couple of months ago, you know that I went to go get my hair done and spent over $1,000.
Riddle me this. Why is it that every time I log into this motherfucking app, I see one of my internet cousins giving a hair horror story time on one of you beauticians?
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Cynthia here, and guys, today's video is yet another hairstylist horror story. Have you ever left a hair appointment and thought, I don't know how I feel about this? Because when it comes to getting your hair done, sometimes everything goes exactly as planned, and other times the experience turns out very differently from what you expected. And lately, clients have been sharing some pretty interesting stories about their experiences with hairstylists, from appointments that did not go as expected to communication issues, unexpected situations, and hairstyles that simply did not turn out the way they were imagined. But here's the thing, there are always two sides to a hair appointment. Sometimes the hairstylist may genuinely miss the mark. Sometimes the client may have had expectations that were difficult to meet. And sometimes it's just one of those situations where nobody really expected things to turn out the way they did. So today we're going through some of the hairstylist experiences clients have come out to talk about and take a closer look at what exactly happened. Were the clients unlucky? Were the expectations too high? Or are there some things hairstylists could be doing differently? Let's get into it, guys. Now, without wasting too much time, let's get right into this video. Please, before we get right into this video, do not forget to click the like button. It helps YouTube know that you're enjoying this content and it pushes it to other people. So if you haven't liked the video, kindly like it now. Thank you.
Y'all, I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. I woke up for my 7 o'clock braiding appointment. The braider texts me, hey, can we push back to 7:30? I'm kind of tired. Listen, I am accommodating. I said, okay, let's push it back to 7:30. Now, admittedly, was I 10 minutes late? Yes, I was, but I was driving all the way from North Hollywood to Inglewood. Okay, so I was 10 minutes late. Anyways, I show up, I walk up the stairs. She's just taking the hair out the pack. She separated it out. Cool, okay. We put on the Netflix. Cool, okay. All right. I am in and out of sleep during this appointment because I woke up for a 7 a.m. appointment, okay? And I start to see that some of the parts are a little wonky, all right? Case in point, okay? I start to see that some of the parts are a little wonky. So while I'm waking up from my in and out of sleep, I go, hey, do you mind redoing some of these braids? This was the braid redone, by the way. Okay? And I'm like, all right, I'm already starting to feel a little, okay. I wake up from my second nap, all right? Wake up from the second nap. She texts me while I'm asleep. Peace and blessings. I'm tired. Peace and blessings. I'm tired, okay? I kid you not, when I wake up from my sleep, she proceeds to step back and flop on her couch in her house and goes to sleep. So I sit there for about 5 minutes in complete shock and awe, okay? Complete shock and awe. And I'm like, she was serious, but she is not serious. So I go over and I'm like, okay, I'm finna leave. And I shake her. I literally have to shake this woman because she's not waking up. And I'm like, hey, And I took pictures and videos, okay? I sure did, because I didn't want anybody to tell me that I'm crazy. But I fully had to manhandle and take out my masculine voice to wake this woman up. And I go, hey, I'm finna leave. She goes, no, we're gonna redo your hair. We're gonna do it the way that you like it. Come on. No, I'm going to leave. I still gave her $100 for her time because she was tall and big, and I felt like she was gonna do me up if I left without paying. But that pissed me off. That shit pissed me off. What do you mean you went comatose during the middle of my braiding appointment? And I need to get these braids for my new job, okay? Because I don't feel like doing my hair for my new job. This just kind of threw a monkey wrench in all my plans because I was gonna go to a birthday party. I needed the braids for the Anyways, LA Braiders finna be the death of me. And when I tell you that you don't want to be the main character, because then you're gonna end up in shit like this. Okay? Yeah.
I think this has to be the craziest hairstylist horror story I have ever heard. What? What was going on? In the middle of the appointment, she texts this lady peace and blessings and goes to sleep. Mind you, she went fast into that deep sleep. Wow. She must have been really, really tired. Well, she did make a follow-up video, so let's get right into that.
Hi friends, I'm back with the long-awaited update slash answering some questions. Number one, I ended up getting a perm rod set. It's gonna last me a lot longer, and I really needed a trim really bad, so it's probably God's plan that I didn't get the braids. Shout out to my homegirl India at Radiant Beauty. What was I gonna say? Some questions that I've been asked. Why did I wake her up? Number one, when she belly flopped onto the couch, you know she belly flopped onto my purse. You know it's in my purse, my keys, and my wallet. So there was nowhere I was going to go because she had belly flopped onto my purse. That's why I woke her up. A few other questions. Why did I give her the $100? As I said before, she's tall and big. I'm also a big gal. But she is big in a point to where I knew I couldn't take her on. If she swung at me, she was probably going to Kool-Aid man me through the wall. So I was like, you know what? Let me just pay her a little bit for her time and call it a day. And we called it even. I'm not going to lie. A few of you were also asking why I had a braiding appointment at 7 a.m. That's because I want to be out of there before the sun sets, so I can do stuff like this, like go out and see the sights. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is my hair. It's nice and like big. It's going to get bigger as the week goes on, and I'm just going to rock like a fro until I can get my hair braided, preferably next weekend. You guys have put some really good suggestions in the chat, so I'm gonna look through everybody's Instagram and I'll let y'all know who I go with. But yes, that's the update.
Okay. I mean, at the end of the day, she still got her hair done. But oh my goodness, that was one hell of a story.
The worst hairstylist in Vegas is back at it again. Can you guys believe that I'm making another story time about this woman? If you guys were here a couple of months ago, you know that I went to go get my hair done and spent over $1,000. She presents herself as a celebrity hairstylist. She has a larger platform over on Instagram than she does here on TikTok. Real quick recap, she was extremely unprofessional. She pushed my appointment back. She did not color the hair that I paid her to color. She asked for a tip after a horrible experience of her being completely rough and ripping out my hair, and it was a nightmare. Okay, I would never recommend this hairstylist to anybody to go to. Now, what ended up happening after I made that video, I had so many different girls reach out to me and tell me that they had the same experience with her. So imagine my surprise when somebody sends me a message these months later and says, hey, was the stylist that you were talking about in your video Hair by Josie? And at this point, I have to say her name, because if I would have said her name in that first video, this poor girl would not have had the experience that she did. It was because I was trying to be demure. It was because I was trying to not be messy and spare the embarrassment or whatever. I wanted to tell my story, but I didn't want to necessarily hurt her business. I wanted her to do better. The fact that she is still doing this after being called out respectfully is just a testament to the fact that she literally doesn't care. This is like the way that she runs her business, and she could care less about the fact that she's inconveniencing people and just running a terrible, terrible business. It doesn't matter how good the hair looks if you're treating people like shit. Okay, I have this young lady's permission to share her story. She is happy with me to talk about this so that hopefully we can save other girls, because at this point this is just getting out of control. So here's what she says to me. Girl, I just saw your video about your sew-in. I'm scared. Did you book with Hair by Josie? I said, Yes, she's the worst. She says, no, I just booked with her. OMG, I'm scared. What do I do? Haha, I say she's so unprofessional. Honestly, I would cancel. She says, can you get your money back for the bundles or anything? And I was so confused on why you have to send pics of your ID and stuff. And she hasn't gotten back to me about this confirmation email fill out form. She is now requiring people to fill out an entire form in order to confirm their appointment. This form includes things like your name, your address. It includes your ID. You have to provide this lady with your ID just to get serviced by her. Why would you need someone's ID if you are going to be doing good business? You need their ID just in case they try to charge it back because you know that you're going to be on BS. I find that to be absolutely insane. And then it also says upload the card that's being used for the order. I think that this is all for her to gather evidence in case you try to charge it back. That's what it looks like to me. Okay, so flash forward to the day of this girl's appointment and she pushes her back. You cannot make it up. She pushes her appointment back by 2 hours. See the text message and it looks similar to the way that she sent it to me. She says, hi love, I have your hair ready. I'm just running a little behind today. Would you be able to come around 4:30 instead? And her appointment was supposed to be for 2 p.m. Okay, so 2.5 hours she pushes her back. Mind you, this girl has sent her tons and tons of messages that the hairstylist has never responded to. Her favorite thing is to just ignore messages from people who've already paid her money. It's so messed up to have somebody anxious and wondering whether or not you guys are on the same page, whether or not everything is confirmed when you refuse to answer messages from your own paying customers. So she says, what if she can't make it? And then the hairstylist says, no worries at all. If you can't make it, we can reschedule your appointment for another day that works better for you. Just let me know your ability. Okay, so it's not unrealistic that someone is not able to make the adjustment for 2.5 hours. What if she had a babysitter? What if she had childcare? What if she had another appointment? What if she had a flight to catch? There could have been a million other factors. You cannot expect that people are going to be willing to have their appointment pushed back 2.5 hours and then on top of that be like, oh, I can reschedule you for another day. No, because I scheduled on this day at this time. What are you talking about? So then this young lady asks about a refund, like, will you at least refund the hair, you know? And so the stylist is giving her a hard time about it. The stylist starts talking about a whole bunch of BS, and I'm not even going to read it verbatim, but basically she said that she was at some kind of an event with like celebrities or whatever. First of all, nobody cares. What about my appointment? Like, I'm paying you to do my hair. What you got going on is what you got going on. It literally has nothing to do with me. And I find that so weird to bring that up to make it seem like what you're important. Ooh, look what I'm doing. Literally no one cares. Okay. Long story short, the hairstylist ends up telling her that she can't come pick up the hair because her assistant, you guys remember the BS with the assistant? Because her assistant has already started coloring the hair. You guys, ask if this girl got color services on her hair. She did not even book for color. So when it was me, I booked for color and she forgot to do the color. When it was this girl, she didn't book for color, but now her stylist is all of a sudden already working on her color. My hypothesis is that she either doesn't have the hair, maybe she used the hair for somebody else. So of course the girl's like, I didn't get color on the hair. So you have no idea what's going on. You are a hot mess. You should not be a business owner. You shouldn't be touching anybody's head because of the experience that I had. You could care less about the health of someone's hair. You could care less about what anybody else has going on in their schedule. All you care about is you and what you have to do. You want people's money, but you don't want to do the work. You want people to continue to patronize you, but you don't want to be professional. Make it make sense. She is getting in touch with her bank and she's going to get her money back. It blows my mind that this lady thinks that this is a normal way to run a business. It makes me sick to my stomach that the majority of her clients are Black women who already have a harder time getting our hair done, where the anxiety around, you know, finding a good stylist and making sure that not only can they respect you, but they can actually do the style that you want. She is taking advantage of an already vulnerable population, especially when it comes to beauty services, and I cannot respect that. So this is the PSA. Do not go to Hair by Josie based in Las Vegas. She is completely unprofessional. She will not respect you or your time. She will push your appointment back. She will be rough on your hair. She will pull your hair out and she will expect for you to tip her with a smile at the end. Okay. That's what I've got to say here. I am happy that she's going to be able to get her money back and she has. Her bank has already credited her. And I hope she finally learns her lesson. What she's doing is completely wrong.
Isn't an ID just to book a hair appointment is screaming red flag already. Like, come on, what? Or what do you need my identification card for? I'm just trying to get my hair done. I'm not trying to do something serious with you. Come on, I'm just trying to get my hair done. For goodness sake, like, get my hair done. I stand up, I leave. Never for us to have any issues, hopefully. So why do you need my ID? Why do you need the picture of the card I used in making? What? If I see all these things, I will think the lady even wants to scam me. Like, I'm just even going to say a big no. No matter how good you make hair, no matter how perfect you are, no, this is a huge red flag.
Story time. You gave $500 to a hairstylist to order you raw bundles, and when she was supposed to order you the raw bundles, you told her that you had a brand trip to go to, so she needs to hurry up with those bundles. She goes and she orders the bundles. Come to find out, the bundles are not going to get there in time, so then you had to go all over Dallas to go look for raw bundles, and you spent another $500, actually no, $600, no, $700 on getting the bundles and finding a hairstylist to put the bundles in your head. Then after you come back from your brand trip, the hair happens to come here, so the hair would have not been here on time. So then you tell her, okay, good, I want to come get my hair. For the past 2 months, you've been reaching out to this hairstylist saying, hey, can you send it? Can you just ship it to me? She told you she was gonna ship it to you, only for her to be dodging and ducking your calls and your text messages, so you get no response. Then you say, you know what, I'm gonna drive all the way to go get it, so let me just arrange a time that you're still there so that I can be able to go pick up the hair. She doesn't tell you anything. Not texting. She's not doing nothing. You've told this story to about 6 or 8 different people, and all of them have said, I think she gave your hair to somebody else. And now, today, you have time. Go get my fucking hair. I don't even care. Let's go get my hair, y'all.
She did make a follow-up video, so let's let's get right into this.
This is the best friend that ended up calling the cops. I actually did go pull up, and she wasn't there. I don't think y'all gonna like what's inside this bag. The person that was actually there was her mom and her dad. They were like, oh, she's not here, but she's on her way back. Want to come inside and wait? And I'm like, nah, what I'm going to do instead is wait outside in this heat so I can get angry again. Because she is going to come to this location, right? That's her house, right? That's her house. I ended up coming inside the house and waiting in the salon area. Why does she come up to me and she's like, that's what she should have done. I'm looking at the hair. Why is it in the HEB bag? In my mind, I'm thinking, oh, it's because she probably dyed the hair, right? Remember I told her to dye the hair jet black? So possibly after she dyed it, she put it together orderly and gave me the hair. But wait, why is the hair in plastic? So I look at the hair and I said, excuse me, hello, why is the hair in the bags? Because I told them to dye the hair before I ordered it. I need y'all to hold on to that. It's a very important part of the story time, so hold on to that. I said, I showed you that I wanted straight, jet, black, bust, zam. This is body wave. If she's like, raw hair cannot come straight, virgin hair comes with body wave. So I'm over here like, okay. I get in the car and I called 2 people. I knew I needed backup. I was in California as a creative director, and I got the opportunity to meet one of Beyonce's hairstylists. And I called them and I was like, Ricky, Ashton, like, please come tell me, look at this hair. And they're like, that's not jet black. But is this raw hair? Can you see it through the camera and see if it's raw hair? Well, we won't know unless you shampoo it, which we will do. We're gonna do that. I call Z, I show her the hair. She tell me, Joy, that's not raw bundles.
So basically, she got the hair from Canal Street.
Fucking Canal. So what do? I text my friend, call the police. And I walk back up in there and I'm like, this hair is not jet black. I need my refund for it. And she said, is that all? And I get in my car and I drive off. So we will be putting this in shampoos. I've already been prepared to take my L on this process. Even though we were doing collaborations, I would still send money because I appreciate your time. When it came to sending extra, I sent the extra. I don't give a fuck. I don't trust that this is my hair. Remember when she said that she told them to dye the hair before it was ordered? But during our text thread, you had already sent me the information of you ordering it. So how the fuck did you message them and tell them that they should make it jet black before you ordered it? And I know a lot of y'all were like, oh my gosh, you guys should have called the police. You should have done this. You should have done that. This is a warning for her. I'm not going to say who it is. You know who you are. Mind you, this is the person that reached out to me to do my hair. This is someone who has touched my head more than 3 times and not done a bad job. I trusted that it would be different. I gotta go look at my part 1 and see how many people in the comments said that they would pull up and whoop ass. And especially when you're giving people your address to your actual house, people are crazy enough. Social media is my job. And of course, I don't want to taint it behind $500 of raw bundles. But I don't give a fuck.
Hello, $500 isn't something to just like let go of. In total, if I'm not mistaken, this lady spent 1,200 just to get the hair done. 500 to this lady, 700 to a different hairstylist that got the hair done for her. So what are we saying? A lot of money went into this.
Hey guys, I'm posting this video on my spam page because I think that my main platform is shadow banned right now. But I will just be giving a little story time on how I got banned from a service provider for the very first time for absolutely no reason. Also, if you see me not looking at the camera, it's because I've typed out my statement on my laptop because I want to be very clear and concise. Yeah, so today guys, I went in to get a haircut and she asked for a picture of what I wanted. I showed her a picture and I told her that I basically just wanted to cut a little bit off the top. So we started doing my hair, she's talking me through it or whatever. All cool, all nice. So when we finish my hair doesn't look exactly like the picture, and I know that. That's okay, because the picture I showed her was like a 3-day old style. Like the curls, I like my curls very fluffy, bedroom loose type of look, and I know I'm obviously not gonna get that when my hair is first done. And I'm okay with that. So after she finishes my hair, like I tell her, thank you, it looks good, thank you. And then she asked me again if I liked it, and I was like, honestly, I have mixed feelings, but like, I'm fine. I know like after I give it some wear, I'll be fine. Like it looks great, thank you. So I step out to take a call for a second, and then when I walk back in, I pay her, and then I tell her thank you again, and that's when she tells me in a room full of 4 grown women, her other clients, that I am banned and that she cannot take me as a client anymore. So I'm just like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, it's just, in her words, you're never happy with your hair. The 2 times that you've come here, mind you, this is my 2nd time, the 2 times you've come here, you always have this depleted look on your face, like you're not happy with your hair. So I just reassure her, and I'm like, no, I am happy. You know, I've expressed to you, like, my hair looks good. I like it. It looks good. So to that, she replies basically saying that because I told her I have mixed feelings, that I wasn't happy with my hair. So I just tell her that, you know, it's okay for me to have mixed feelings. Just because I say I have mixed feelings, don't assume how I feel when I'm telling you verbatim out my mouth that I am happy with my hair. It looks good. She also told me that I was too confusing of a client because I had showed her 2 pictures. The first one was how I wanted to be styled today, and the second one was a picture of me, and I just showed her like, this is how I like to style it, you know, when I'm at home, because I'm not coming in here every 2 weeks paying money to get my hair styled. That's not the point. So I basically just tried to explain to her that the second picture wasn't what I actually wanted. I was just telling you, like, this is how I style it when I'm at home. So she barely even lets me give that explanation on the 2 pictures, which really isn't that confusing if I've said that I like my hair. I like how it is. So she, and I quote, she says, you as a client don't realize how your dislike for my work makes me feel as a stylist. Like I can't successfully do my job that I know I'm good at. And if that's not by quote, I basically just paraphrased what she told me. And again, the whole time she's publicly embarrassing me and humiliating me in front of her grown women, regular clients. You know, she's saying this to me with a big smile on her face. And so now how this is coming off to me as a power trip, like a power thing. Like, oh, she's the older stylist that specializes in pixie cuts. She's the best in town. And that me, a young girl who just got my hair cut, I'm just supposed to be grateful and blessed that her God-given hands have touched my head, instead of just being like her regulars who get the same thing every time they come in. And so basically, after she's publicly humiliated me, I was really polite and I just said, thank you, I understand, and I left. And to which I left to go cry in the bathroom because I really just felt like, wow, like, did I just get banned because I had normal human emotions about a new haircut that I just got? Mind you, I said nothing distasteful to her. I didn't get mad at her and say, oh, you messed up my hair sucks, my hair looks terrible. I very much gave her flowers. As you can see, my hair doesn't look ugly. All I said was that I just have mixed feelings and I'll get used to it after a couple days. That's fine. It looks great. I would also like to mention that she said she doesn't feel good taking my money when I'm unhappy. So after I left, I basically sent her a text that I will read verbatim. I said, hi Sheena, since I'm apparently too unhappy to book with you again, I'll take my unhappy money back too. Please refund me for today's service since I'm not allowed back. Thanks. And her response was, since I've been fully serviced, you know, she gave me exactly what I wanted, that I will not be getting refunded, and threatened me that if I tried to dispute any charges, she will press the case for stealing. And then she threatens me again and says, also, I will warn you that any slandering on social media will be taken seriously. Whatever that means. Whatever taken seriously means, right, okay. So let me be clear. This is not slander. Slander is bashing someone, you know, falsely bashing someone to damage their reputation. Everything I just told you is very true, not exaggerated, my experience that happened in front of other witnesses. I paid for a service I received, and in return, I was publicly humiliated. And it affected me so much so that I cried, and for the rest of the day, down to when I was getting my nails done, and I was a little indecisive about that too, I was feeling really self-conscious. I was feeling really bothered and not comfortable in being okay with not knowing exactly what I want, which is perfectly fine. I experienced normal human emotions and had a very normal reaction to a new haircut. And again, I'd like to make it clear that not once in this video have I said, don't book with Sheena Marie if you want to get a pixie. But please, if you are about to get a pixie cut and you are considering booking Sheena Marie, the best in town, please use my experience and your own discernment, you know, to really determine if that's who you want to go to. Because I was publicly humiliated because I made her feel insecure in her own work.
And then a lot of people ask this ladies that are not happy with their hair, why they don't usually speak up. This is a clear example of why they don't usually speak up, because come on, I didn't see anything bad in what the lady told the hairstylist. She clearly said they're beautiful, thank you, but she doesn't know how she feels, but she knows that after some time she would like them. This is why truthfulness these days is not applauded. Because by the time some people feel like their feelings are hurt, they may not know how to take it. Imagine publicly humiliating this client in the midst of her grown-up regulars. That was unfair.
Story time on how I just got finessed by Atlanta hairstylist. So for starters, I booked medium large knotless, and I'm gonna show y'all pictures of everything. I booked medium large knotless. Okay, let me show y'all. And let me also say this: I have had medium knotless by her, medium large knotless, and large knotless by the same girl. This is what her booking site looks like. Okay, I booked medium large knotless, 4.5 hours, and let's just take a look at the photo that's on this picture. This is the same picture, okay? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 braids in the front. We have a total of 6 braids at the middle of the head. Cool. This is my hair. This is what I got. Please let me know if it looks the same. Please let me know. The stylist also got on her story, and she posted this. Please let me know if it looks the same. This is what I had before. This is what I booked, and this is what she gave me before for medium large, okay? This was the back of my hair when I got my hair done. Look at how big the parts are and look at how small the braids are, okay? Now that all the visuals are included, my hair appointment was at 3 p.m. I texted her at 2:58. I said I'm here. She said I could come in. I was there 2:58. Mind y'all, on her site, the style says 4 hours and 30 minutes. My hair was done at 5:30 p.m. on the dot. And might I also add, there's no mirror in her room. I was there for 2 hours. So for anybody who has to say, why didn't you go to the restroom? I booked this hairstylist on 3 other occasions, and my hair was done as it was described on the site. And I was there for 2 hours. What am I going to the restroom for? I trust the stylist and I trust her work. I didn't look. When I got home, I saw my hair. I'm gonna show y'all what I saw when I got home. This is what I saw when I got home. The braids are so skinny to the part, okay? Like, this is a picture of the back of my hair the first time she did these braids on me. Look at the fullness of this picture and look at these braids. Same exact style. These are both medium large. So I texted her and I said, hey, I noticed that my braids are more jumbo than medium large, and I was wondering if you could just possibly add more hair to the bottom of my braids since the parts are already so big. She said, I'm sorry, I can't. That's just the way I do my medium large knotless. If you look at the back, the parts is not that big. They match the braids. I don't know how big it looks to you, but they're medium large, and I'm not at the house anymore, and I'm booked the rest of this weekend. Then she proceeds to send a picture of her client, and she said, this is another client with the same exact style and same number of braids. I said, oh, okay. When I booked, this was the picture I saw. And I sent her a picture of what was on her booking site. And she said, that's just how my medium large knotless looked. If you wanted them smaller, you should have booked medium knotless. Cool. Keep in mind, this is same day. I probably got home at like 5:50, 6 o'clock. I text her at 6:50 p.m. These are the messages if y'all want to pause and read. So after she ended up telling me no about fixing my hair, I got on live and I was basically just, expressing like how I felt about my hair. I just said it's not what I booked because everybody in the live was already telling me like your part's big, your braids thin, it looks a mess, but they still neat. Cool. Never said nothing. I said I'm not bashing her. They was asking who it was. I didn't tell them. She got in the live, started popping her stuff. I said, there she go. And my followers do what my followers do. She proceeds to go on this rampage. So she don't like her hair. She seen it before she left and ain't tell me or say nothing. She want attention, trying to bash me on TikTok like, girl, bye for real. Please don't play with me or my business. Please stop acting bigger than the program. Ask her to post a picture of the room she do hair in. Let me know if y'all see a mirror. There was no mirror. Y'all can pause and read this. This is what she had to say. Here's more. That's me. Here's more. This is what she posted after. This is more. More. She posted this, mind you, this is me just taking the hair out the bun, not trying to make it look no type of way. Now, if you remember how my parts look in the front, I will take my bun out and show y'all. This says large knotless right here at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me show you my hair. From the part split by the ear, just like how this picture, 1, 2, 3, 4. I booked medium large. Medium large. It's not the same thing. And I'm only making a video because I'm not getting no money back from it. She said F me, F my followers, so. And she keeps posting me, so. Y'all do what y'all do. Well, you already did what y'all had to do because the page isn't up anymore. But yeah, I'm just so tired of these stylists being so unprofessional. They charge an arm and a leg. I paid $175 for this, and it's not what I asked for. I'm not getting no type of compensation. So hopefully this video brings me the compensation and attention that she thinks I want so badly. I hope you guys have a great day. And her page is the doll look, but it's probably going to be some type of rebrand. But y'all have a good day.
Paid $400 one time to get knotless braids from a braider in Broward County. $400 for my birthday. Scheduled it in advance. Did a 7 o'clock appointment because 7 o'clock appointments were required for small boho knotless. Mind you, the braids ain't down. But sis was late. She wasn't answering my phone calls. She was on the phone the whole time. She went to blow dry a little section at the top front of my hair on high heat and did not use heat protectant. So it caused heat damage to the front of my hair. Safe to say, I will be doing my own hair from now on. Because,
You know, there is something that shouldn't be tolerated at the end of the day. Heat breakage on your natural hair after months and months and months and months of taking care of your hair, and then you just find out that it's damaged. It's painful, really painful.
Story time about my nightmare install. So I went to a new salon today, only to find out that the girl who was supposed to do my hair quit. Let's call her F. So I reach out to F, I find out the prices, I set an appointment, I come in for my appointment today at noon, I walk in, there's only one lady in there doing somebody else's hair, and she's like, oh, do I have you on the books today? And I'm like, no, I'm booked with, I don't know who I'm booked with, I just received a confirmation message, and she was like, oh, I don't have anyone on the schedule, let me check with the owner. We'll call the owner Kay. So she's checking with the owner Kay, and she's like, okay, Kay will be here at 12:30. We'll check in with her then. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'll wait half an hour. Fine. Maybe F is gonna show up in this time. Time keeps going by, and it's not 12:30 just yet, but let's call her C, the woman who does end up doing my hair today. Let's call her C. C is like, you know what? I can take you back right now. Her client was now under the dryer, and she was like, I'll just start braiding your hair back for the sew-in. So she starts on my head, and then the owner K shows up, and they discuss the fact that F no longer works there, and she is gone, and she didn't tell anybody she had an appointment coming in. So C's like, what do I do? I'm starting on her, but I got these other appointments coming in today. And she's like, well, we want to make sure that we take care of her because she did already pay a deposit, and she's got an appointment. So I was like, okay, thank you, because I didn't necessarily have a backup plan ready to go for today if this didn't work out. So thank you. So I ended up having to wait for C to finish 2 other clients before me because they already had appointments with her, and like I said, she was doing me a favor by doing this. And they also then did reach out to F and got her to agree to refund my deposit because, like, duh, girl, you ain't even show up here to do your job. Like, the craziness. Yeah, I seriously don't fully know what happened with that situation. From stuff I overheard, it sounded like F was doing some shady stuff behind the owner's back because she has her own separate business and website. But she rents a chair in Kay's salon is the deal. So she was hired by Kay and then started her own business renting a chair in Kay's salon and doing hair there. So I had booked not through Kay's site but through F's site. And that's why they didn't have me on the books because it was a separate booking site. So that was all the confusion there. Finally, like I said, I got there at 12. I don't think she really even got started on my hair, like really started until after 4. And I didn't get out of there until like 6:30. So I've already been here for like 4.5 hours at this point. She's finally working on my head, finishing up, braiding it all down to get started with the sewing. She's doing the sewing. Everything seems good as far as I can tell. I can't see the back of my head. I can't really even see what's going on. All I'm seeing is hair is starting to come down. I'm like, okay, things are moving. Finally, I've been sitting here for hours, so I'm really grateful to see that my hair is getting done. We're getting towards the end, and we're getting towards the end. She hasn't done the closure yet, but she's like, "Oh, do you want bangs?" And I was like, yeah, I was supposed to be getting, I was supposed to have like a middle part with curtain bangs, going off to the side. And ultimately, these are not curtain bangs. Or I don't know. I feel like it kind of is. Like she did the trim of what you should do for curtain bangs, except it really, I don't know what she did because it really doesn't look like curtain bangs. And this is really more of a side part than a middle part. It's not a middle part at all, really. Middle of my head is right here. That's off to the side. So yeah, my widow's peak is right here. That's there, and it's not really even parted in the same spot all throughout my head because of the way she did the closure, and then she added a weft on top of it. Like that is a hair weft right there. Don't know why it's there on top of the closure, because the closure is supposed to be the top piece that hides all the other bits. So the hair wasn't installed properly. There's not enough of it. I walked in there with 4 bundles, 24 inch, 22, 20, 18, and a 16-inch closure. And yeah, there's a bunch of hair left out. It wasn't until my head was done that she proceeded to say, "Oh, if you'd like to come in another day, we can add more hair if you think it's too thin." And at that point, I had been in this salon, y'all, for 6.5 hours. I hadn't eaten anything all day. I hadn't had water. I was ready to leave. And I was like, no, I like it. I wanted to be out of there, okay? It's like a weird bump here. I don't know. It's not laying nicely. I don't like it. I'm pretty upset about it. And it's just so goddamn thin. And like there's nothing I can do about it overnight right now. I might be able to see if I can do something after work tomorrow. But like yeah, I'm pretty frustrated by this whole situation because the whole thing was just crap. Like it started out crap with the one stylist not even being there anymore, and then when I thought things were turning around, it just didn't end up turning around. It just was more crap. Like the situation with the first girl, I should have just up and left. I really should have. But yeah. I yeah, I don't really even know if I should like reach back out and be like, "Hey, can I get a refund for this?" Like I'm considering reaching out to the owner and just maybe showing her some pictures, because like that bit at the top is just, that's effed up. Like I don't know how anyone could do that and think that they're doing this correctly. And just the thinness, like if I brought you that much hair, clearly I want full bodied hair. Why is it so thin? Like, oh, I can't understand it. I can't understand how you see that much hair and think anyone wants it this thin. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I need to just go to sleep because I can't keep looking at this.
I mean, a customer comes in with 4 bundles and you put in something that looks like 2 bundles in. If she wanted her hair to be the thickness of 2 bundles, I guess she would have brought 2 bundles. But I'm thinking, everybody was getting tired at this point. So the lady just wanted to get done with this lady's hair and go. But I mean, if you know you didn't have the energy, the time to attend to somebody that isn't your client, you shouldn't have even offered at the end of the day. Because it may look like the girl isn't even appreciative. It's just that the hair wasn't even done right. Secondly, the number of bundles she wanted wasn't what was used. And thirdly, the person she booked with initially was the first sign for her to just like reschedule, go look for somebody else, or come back later. Because if I'm going to start making your hair by 4 after I've done 3 clients' hair, best believe I'll be exhausted.
Yeah, I got my hair freaking played in today. Like, about to wash it because this is all like gel on this side. My hair looks a freaking mess. But before I wash it, let me tell you guys what happened. So if you're in the Boston area, you can avoid Tracy's Hair Braid and Salon. So I wanted stitch braids, so I Google a place that I just Google stitch braids Boston. This place comes up. The first picture that comes up, I'm like, oh, that's what I'm looking for. Let me call them. They're 24 hours. I'm like, perfect. I called to make an appointment a few weeks ago. They're like, you're calling basically too soon. Call closer to the date. So closer to the date, I find their number again. I realize I could text them, so I text them. They asked me to send them a picture of what I'm looking for. They said they can do it, and it'll be 120. I'm like, okay, perfect. Um, they asked me when am I free. I tell them I can do 11:30 on Monday. They're like, okay, 11 o'clock works. I'm like, oh, I can't do 11. I could do 11:30. Like, does that work? And is here included? She doesn't write back. So I message her again. She doesn't write back. I'm like, so now it's Sunday. I'm like, hey, my appointment's tomorrow. Can you confirm that 11:30 works and is here included? They're like, here's not included. I'm like, okay, I wish you told me that before that here's not included, but how many packs of hair do I need? Like, what type of hair do I need? Whatever. And can you do 11:30? She finally confirms 11:30 and I need one pack of hair and they sell hair. I'm just like, okay. They said they sell hair for $7 a pack. All right, fast forward. I'm just like, let me just go get my hair done. So I get there at 11:29 a.m. and she is helping someone else braid. So Tracy's the owner. So Tracy's doing my hair. She's helping someone else. They're getting like boho, like short boho, um, box braids, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So I go to like her hair supply store, which is like two doors down, and I'm trying to now like buy hair, but she comes in like behind me and is like, oh, I'm the person doing your hair. Like, this is my shop. And she has like this old man like working the register that shouldn't be working the register. He doesn't know how to scan. He doesn't know how to put debit, credit. He doesn't know how to do anything. But I'm like, you like, I get it. Like, he just reminded me of someone in my family that like you hire to help you, but you shouldn't hire them. So I'm just like, I'm gonna give him grace, whatever. So it takes forever for me to like get the hair, but because he just doesn't know how to work a register, whatever. So the hair ends up being like $15 and some change. I'm like, whatever. Because she was like, oh, you have a lot of hair, like you need longer hair, blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, and I'm gonna show you guys what I was looking for, and I'm gonna show you when I like looked up stitch braids, like what I found. So I'm back in the salon. I want to say now it's like 11:40. Um, so I have work to do. So I'm like working, working, working. Next thing I know, it's like 12:30. I'm just like, what the hell? And she's still over there helping that other person on that like boho, like that short boho box braids. So I'm just like, should I come back? And she's like, no, 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 I just got one more braid and I'm coming to you. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, I could come back. She's like, no, 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 you're next. Well, what's the point of having an appointment if you're not like gonna come? So then she starts parting my hair and then she's gelling it. And then she like opens up the pack of hair I got and like she's separating it like to do feed-ins. And that just takes probably like another hour. And by this time, someone comes in and they said they want to do a wash. She was like, yeah, yeah, sit down. In my head, I'm just like, when is she about to take them? But anyways, so she gives me some braids and I'm like, this is not stitch braids. And she's like, yeah, because you don't really have hair on the side of your head. This is the side of my head that she said I don't have hair on. I'm like, okay, cool, cool. So she does another one. And she's just like, and it's not stitch braids. I have to insert a picture of what she did. And she's like, yeah, you don't really have hair right there either. So she does the second one, like right here. She's like, you don't have hair there either. I'm like, oh, okay. So at this point, just do regular cornrows if you're saying I don't have hair these two places, like, because you're not doing stitch. Oh, and I need to show y'all. Oh, so now she gets her third braid, and now she's trying to part my hair for stitch. And let me show y'all what she's using to part my hair. So, you know the razors you have? Not the razor side, she's using this side. That's not sharp nothing to part my hair to do stitch. So she's working on the third braid, and I'm just like, this is not what I want. Like, I never been the person to to complain or be picky because I feel like I'm simple, whatever. But I'm just like, this is not what I asked for. This is not what I'm looking for. Like, I need to say something. And I'm thinking about like texting someone, but I realized I haven't responded to like text from this morning. So I go and I'm like looking at my text messages from this morning. And I realize, yeah, I need to get back to my friends. And she is all up in my messages. So I'm just like, I'm scared to like message my friends because like she's like looking at my phone. But I just look up again and I get a peep of my hair and I'm just like, I'm sorry, but you can stop. Meanwhile, the person whose hair she was helping before, they just wrapped up and they're in the corner complaining, like, this is not what I asked for, this is not how it should be, blah, blah, blah. So they come out and was just like, Tracy, like, look at my hair, this is not like good, you can't tell me it's good. Like, I was about to say, yeah, girl, it's not good, but who am I? I'm trying to focus on me. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be talking about, like, yeah, your hair's not good. You're always speaking up for yourself. I'm trying to get the courage to speak up for myself. I'm over here like, um, um, yeah. So I'm just like, I don't think this is what I'm looking for. And she's just like, let me help her. I'm like, yeah, 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 go help her. Go help her. Because now she's going to help this other girl. And I'm just like texting everybody. I'm snapping pictures. I'm texting everybody. And I'm like, is it me or does this look horrible? Everyone's just like, it looks bad. I even text my husband and he's just like, no. Like, I'm like, oh, once he said no, I knew it looked bad. So then she finally like this lady still leaves unsatisfied. So I'm just like, okay, I'm about to leave unsatisfied too. But like, but it could be a little bit better than how it looks now. But yeah. So that lady leaves unsatisfied and then she starts sweeping up. So now I'm like irritated because I've been here for like over 2 hours. I have to like pick up my son soon from daycare, and I'm just like, how am I about to leave the shop? Like, am I really about to have her like take it down? And I'm like Googling her reviews and like pictures. I realized the picture I saw earlier was a stolen picture. Like once I zoomed in, I realized she stole that picture from someone else. And then I start to see the work she's actually done. And I'm like, yo, her work is actually bad. So I'm just like, yeah, it's not just me. So they take another person and start washing that person's hair, the person that's been waiting. So now she moves me to the other person that just left their chair. And I realize they don't really have a mirror near them. So she moves me to a section whose like mirror is not really there. And she's like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, just do straight like feedbacks. I asked for 8. She's like, I think it'll look better with 6. I'm like, okay, whatever you think will look better, like just don't let me like leave here looking bad. She's like, okay. So she starts to like try to do it, like the sections are not right. So she's trying to like repart it, whatever. She's doing it, and then I just look at this third braid. I looked out the corner, I see it in the mirror. I'm just like, this is not gonna work. Let's just stop. And she's just like, yeah, like you just have too much hair. Now I have too much hair. Before you told me I didn't have enough hair for stitch braids. Now you tell me I have too much hair. Like, make it make sense. So I'm just like, she was like, what do you want? I'm like, just take it out. So meanwhile, the person that's getting their hair washed, they start blow drying their hair like this. Like just a blow dryer, just like waving it on their head. And the person's just like, you don't have like a comb attachment? Why they give her like a wide tooth comb and tell her to comb her hair and they'll be in the back blow drying? Then she's like, I need to stop playing with you guys. I don't have time to play with you guys no more. She gave him $30 and like walked out because I like had to like buy the hair. They're like getting my hair together. She takes my hair out and I walk out like right after her, and then I see that lady and I'm just like, and she rolls down her window from her car because now we're outside together, and she was like, girl, those braids look a hot mess. Like I was just looking and I'm like, I hope she says something because she cannot leave the salon looking like this. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, they really just played in my hair today. Like, and I freaking need to get my hair done. Now I have to go wash my hair and figure out who's going to do my hair before I go on vacation because these people just played in my hair.
It's like they played in everybody's head that came to get their hair done that day because what? Those braids didn't look like a professional did them. They actually look like someone who is learning how to make hair did them. And all these ladies that end up with these experiences, I don't know, I honestly feel bad for them because they're spending their hard earned money, and they don't deserve, this kind of experience or treatment, for lack of better words, please permit me. It's just so somehow. And then, people ask the question of, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you stand up? Why didn't you say something? Some people are lucky to have braiders that would take it easily, while some people are not lucky. Like the other lady that barely even spoke up, she got banned. But I mean, guys, let me know what y'all think about this. Every single day, the stories keep getting interesting and interesting. Honestly, it's safe to say I'm glued to this type of stories. But yes, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. And yes, beautiful people, I've come to the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, do not forget to give the video a fat thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, consider subscribing, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.